Alright, so, here we are. Blade Clan Not So Health and Fitness.
Yeah, I guess that didn't work out.
Okay, look, obviously y'all didn't want to hear some fat ghetto... I'm just going to stop talking like that. I mean, it's not even... we're not even doing the show, so I'm just going to drop the whole... Yeah, I'm going to drop the Hodge Twins routine. We get back to doing what we do best.
Yeah, I'm not wearing the glasses,
Yeah, no glasses.
No fancy special effects.
Different shirt, see? Because I read books. This is from a book. You'd never expect it.
Yeah, you wouldn't think he would read books.
Nah.
Yeah.
Even though D. Might says, read a book.
I don't know.
It's part of the character. I just gotta let it go.
Yeah, I know. His character was whack,
But anyway, we gotta get back to doing what we do best. And what we do best is managing pussy.
Yeah.
That's not even part of the act. That's true. I manage pussy like a motherfucker. So with that in mind, we're going to have some pussy right here on camera. I know we're on YouTube. We're going to do it anyway. So right here, pussy. Pussy from the UK. Not even any of that American pussy. This is foreign pussy.
100%, 100% natural ingredients.
That's right. Pussy contains 14.9% juice. That means pussy is good for you. You should be all up in that pussy. All that, actually, is that actually the character? Do I actually talk like that?
It's hard to tell these days, honestly.
Okay. Well, let's crack open this pussy and see what's going on.
Let's see how it tastes. 110 calories, by the way.
Ooh, pussy smells like mango.
Kind of does. It has a citrusy taste.
Ooh, pussy's strong. Just strong flavor in this can of pussy.
I'm thinking grapefruit. A little bit of grapefruit I'm tasting here.
Yeah.
It no, it doesn't have it on there. Tasting, it has like a coconutty aftertaste.
Yeah. Well, it's got milk thistle. So pussy's good for your liver.
Yeah, after you've destroyed it with pussy.
Or getting pussy. Only 110 well, actually, 110 calories for a can this size is a bit much. I mean, pussy's high in calories. But you know what you can say about pussy beyond all else? Pussy is pretty. Look at how pretty this is. No. It's all pink in the middle.
No, I can say that it's not recommended for children.
Yeah, I don't think kids should be getting into pussy. Maybe even in high school. Maybe in college, experimenting, try some pussy.
You should probably be 18, which is a legal age to drink pussy.
Well, actually, here in Nevada, it's 16.
Oh.
You can hit pussy at 16.
Pussy is also not recommended for people with heart conditions.
You bastard. Ask your doctor if you're healthy enough for pussy. Oh, pussy's got sparkling water in it.
That said schizophrenia.
Not recommended for pregnant or nursing women. That's discriminatory, telling pregnant women they can't have pussy. That's fucked up.
Now, how much is pussy going to cost you online?
Actually, pussy is, I was going to say pussy is cheap. But it's like $12 for a 4-pack on Amazon, which as far as Amazon beverages go, this is imported.
Yeah, I was going to say, importing pussy is not going to be cheap.
Exactly. I mean, there's entire rackets built around bringing pussy into the U.S. from other countries, where you may not be able to get it so easily.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes you got to go get pussy. You can't
Exactly. You got to go pick it up. You can't just, have it dropped off at the house.
Yeah.
Think of the shipping charges.
Yeah.
Big bucks. But yeah, 4-pack of this set you back. But free shipping on orders over $35. So if you got some other shit to pick up, why not throw some pussy in?
True.
I got a calendar full of naked chicks and some pussy. Why not?
Yeah, and remember though, our fans in the UK, if you haven't seen it already, I'm sure you can find some pussy there.
Yeah, I mean, pussy's all over the UK.
Some good stuff.
Mm-hmm. It kind of grows on you, it's kind of hard when it gets started, but once you get started on pussy, it's kind of hard to stop.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
I'm going to be sad when I run out of this.
Yeah.
I have to go look for more pussy.
Yeah. And that's what it takes. You know, pussy, they say, is the gateway.
I mean, it's all about the game. You know, it's just, got to get more pussy. Wow, how long can we keep this going? I mean, it's only been 5 minutes, but, you know, I don't think we've gotten through half of the material we've actually... That was like when we were talking on Facebook about sharing pussy with the kids on the porch. You know, the whole family getting together, having some pussy at the family reunion. Yeah, fuck, we're ridiculous.
We have to start
we're fucking ridiculous, you know that? We are unbe-fucking-leavable.
I still think we should start a petition. You know, like they did with Surge?
Bring pussy back to the U.S.?
Yeah. Start bringing pussy to the U.S.
Oh, I'm gonna mix my pussy with some Surge.
Huh.
Angry pussy.
Yeah.
I still have those nutcrackers on the shelf from that Christmas episode we did, like, for fucking ever ago.
Hmm. Man, you can't open pussy with a nutcracker.
Maybe. I mean, it would take some work. Fucking smashing into the top, just pounding on that pussy until it finally busts open and sprays everywhere.
Yeah.
Because it's carbonated. You know,
it's true. You can't shake pussy.
That's right. If you shake the pussy too hard and you have to pop that cap, just everywhere. Get all over your face.
Be messy, and you just wasted a bunch of money, too, if you do it that way.
Yeah, you don't want to waste money on messy pussy.
Also says, of course, you consume pussy responsibly.
Should I be wearing a condom? Because that's the way you respond. Never mind.
Not even my character.
Okay, yeah, so we gave up on the health and fitness thing. Now it's just us bullshitting in front of the camera, I guess.
Doing what turns out what we've been doing the whole time.
Yeah. Talking absolute shit. It's just one long pussy joke, this entire thing. Like that stroke awareness video I did with the double entendres flying everywhere.
2720 Divine Street.
No,
wait a minute.
Well, it's the import company.
It's
produced in the UK for Pussy Drinks International. I want to see what else is under the Pussy Drinks International label.
Maybe you can get a pussy hat.
It's true.
Like a pussy shirt.
Get some wallpaper. Do the whole walls up in pussy. Just pussy everywhere.
You should see his calendars.
Word. That's another thing that's different. You know. Whoop whoop. No, nothing.
Oh yeah, didn't even notice.
Yeah, see? People don't pay attention.
Yep. All 5 of our fans.
I think you're being way too gracious. I think 5 is...
Okay, all 5 of the members of our families who watch the show.
Yeah, pretty much. There's people we have otherwise coerced into pushing the subscribe button who may or may not even watch. But hey, whatever. What else? We're going to talk about Superman.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was watching Superman earlier.
Yeah, the original
Christopher Reeves,
yeah,
you know. 70s style.
Original, the Superman that you would know. You know, there was a Superman before. It was in black and white. The guy,
That was George Reeves.
Yeah. He decided...
No relation.
No, he decided to jump out the window.
Didn't wear the costume, that was the problem. Didn't wear the suit. Splat. But yeah, I was watching the movie and I noticed, you know, just some odd things that kind of was like, wait, what? I mean, besides the obvious, you know, spinning the planet backwards and all that crazy earthquake thing, because that still didn't really solve anything. I mean, really, when he spun the world back in time, okay, fine. He stopped the earthquake, or did he fix the earthquake and then go back in time anyway? Because that's what I never quite got.
I don't know, but also going back in time resurrects the dead if you spin the earth backwards.
Well, yeah, if you go back in time, they never died, or, you know, they hadn't reached the point where they died.
Yeah.
So,
in actuality, on a physics standpoint, if you were to spin the Earth in the opposite direction, it would probably either stop gravity or dramatically affect it, where everybody would be squished like a pancake. So imagine Superman is finished. Oh, you just broke your pussy.
Yeah, I was playing with my pussy too much and it broke. Yeah, cat's going after it.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'd love to have seen Superman come back at the end of that scene and seen that everyone and all of the buildings and everything on Earth had been squished into a pancake because he had reversed gravity.
Yeah, he gets all, oh my god, I'm so angry! And he flies up, goes around, and then he comes back down expecting everything to be okay, and the entire world's just been devastated. Lois Lane is still dead, everybody else is dead now, and he's just like, aww.
Except for one dude. Maybe Zod, I don't know. I mean, even though he didn't show up, it just has to be one dude standing there on the Earth just telling Superman how much of a dumbass he was, expecting that spinning the world backwards was going to reverse time.
That would be what happened afterwards when it goes back to the Fortress of Solitude, and Jor-El is like, okay, so I know we covered physics when you were 5, but let's try this again, okay? If you did spin back and then squish, everyone dies. Did you not catch that? I don't know where you got time travel out of that.
I think you watched Star Trek, where they could slingshot it off of the sun. And
yeah, but they were going really fast. They went.
Well, he went really fast. I mean,
yeah, but it wasn't just going fast. It was going like warp speed fast. It's ripping and bending time and space, not just going making a light effect.
And then everybody turning into these weird little clay things that are like, all.
Another thing that fucking annoyed me, because it's I was checking out some stuff online, and I found this thing where this teacher who's in her 20s fucks a 16-year-old student. Statutory rape. Outrage, outrage, outrage. Okay, fine. Whatever. Lois Lane and Clark Kent. There's like a 10-year age difference at least between the two of them. But somehow that's cute. But, okay, so there's that part in the movie where he's running besides the train, showing off his powers in front of God and everybody, and the little girl looks out and goes, Mommy, I saw a guy out the window. Yeah, that was Lois Lane, that little 8-year-old girl. Mm. And she's seeing this, 16 to 18-year-old running by the train, and then he winds up in Metropolis. All of a sudden, they're dating. It's not a big deal. It's a 10-year age difference as opposed to like a 7-year age difference. It was like the same shit that people were giving me like last year when I had that 19-year-old living with me, and they're like, oh my god, you're 32, she's 19. And I'm like, well, at least she's not 15.
Yeah. But the older you get, it's like the age doesn't matter anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, if it's a 10-year age difference and you're like 40 and she's like 30, nobody really bats an eye at that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're 18, she's 8.
All of a sudden, question marks. But yeah, that still doesn't really make it right. But you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's like that measure of degrees where if this had been like 2 years later and the guy was dating the chick that used to be his teacher, everyone would be like, huh, well, okay. They wouldn't even care.
Yeah. Kind of off topic, but not off topic. My favorite Superman movie was actually Man of Steel. I know everybody would go like, boo or whatever, but I mean, think about it. For one thing, Man of Steel for the first time actually showed Lois Lane as competent. Maybe not through the entire movie, but it only took her like a half an hour of the movie to figure out that Clark Kent, or he wasn't Clark Kent yet. Well, he kind of was Clark Kent, but she figured out who Superman was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and all these other movies and TV shows, Lois is always like, Superman's never around when Clark is around. Isn't that weird? Let me think about it for a sec. Oh, wait, no, distracted.
Yeah. She was just a thing for Superman to fix.
Although, in Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, not the original, the special edition one that they had him redo, that was pretty funny, because she figures it out in the first 5 minutes of the movie. She looks at a picture of Superman, she draws a suit, glasses, and a hat on him, and goes, well, that's interesting. And then spends the rest of the movie trying to get him to admit that he's Superman. Even though he's like, no, I'm not Superman.
Is that the one where she jumped off of the...
Yeah, she jumped out of the Daily Planet window, and he super speeds down, makes the awning come out from the rain cover, and bounces her into the fruit cart, and then flies back up and is like, what are you doing? You're obviously crazy.
physics.
Well, he was actually using an updraft to keep her from falling too fast. It was pretty funny because he used to like he was balancing a leaf in the air, just like bzzzt, bounce, thud. So no one was like, "Oh, that guy at the window? Yeah, he was just down here doing something." Because somebody actually saw him laser beam the fucking awning with his eyeballs. You watch that Richard Donner cut. Dude does this, laser beam comes out, bitch looks at him like this. It's like, well, yeah, somebody saw that.
Which always kind of makes you wonder, too. I mean, I used to think the laser beam effect was more for the audience's sake, so you could see what he was doing. I mean, if you really think about thermodynamics, when...
Yeah, and who doesn't do that every day? Every day, thermodynamics at least a half an hour.
Yeah, but, like, if you're using, like, even, like, a laser, like, they need to use, like, a special light so you can see where the laser's firing, but real-life lasers, you can't see anything in the middle. If they're, like, cutting, all you see is a little part that they're cutting on the other end. It's invisible.
Unless they don't want it to be.
Yes, exactly. But why the fuck would Superman not, like, I'm gonna be Clark Kent and fire lasers out of my eyes? Why would I want people to see that?
Yeah, but still, I mean, you can definitely see that she notices that he is looking at the thing, red beams, there's a small explosion, and she goes, while looking right at him.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, what? He really just did that in front of people.
Yeah. As opposed to his blue beams that fix stuff.
Or the white beam that comes out of his finger that is apparently telekinesis from the second movie where, Zod and him are just pulling shit with their magic fingers.
A fucking weird movie.
A fucking weird series of movies. No wonder nobody takes them seriously.
Yeah, but nothing was weirder. I mean, the fourth one was stupid, but I wouldn't call it as weird as the second one was.
Or the third one.
With Richard Pryor. I like that movie. They didn't understand how technology worked, but I really like that movie.
Yeah. And I think Man of Steel was actually, a good movie. And people are like, oh my god, he killed Zod. It's only in the Richard Donner cut of number 2 that he doesn't kill Zod too. I'm just saying. Like, Zod does the whole kneel, and he does the hand thing, and he lifts him up, and he throws him. Uh-oh. Just had another thought. Okay, so in the Richard Donner cut, what was supposed to happen was everything goes from Superman to Superman 2 pretty much uninterrupted. There is no spinning around the Earth backwards to make time reverse. He saves the people by fixing the San Andreas fault. Lois doesn't fall into the thing and get killed, so he doesn't have to do the whole round-the-world bullshit. So he goes back in time at the end of Superman 2 in this director's cut, and it fixes the negative zone, so Zod is still trapped out there. Like, you see the piece of the negative zone kind of reform back up with those guys inside it, and it flies off, and he's like, ha-ha, because he didn't actually kill anybody. But in the original version that most people have on DVD or on VHS, Zod loses his powers, Superman crushes the fuck out of his whole hand, and just pitches him into a wall, where he bounces off and falls into the Arctic water under the fortress.
Like, an indeterminate amount of feet underneath the Fortress of Solitude?
Yeah, but the other thing that came to me just then was, okay, so Superman, in the Richard Donner version, he gives up his powers to be with Lois, and then he comes back, and he takes the crystal, puts it in the machine, and his father says, look, I can never talk to you again. The fortress is going to be shut down, because I'm using every bit of energy that I have left in this one crystal to give you your powers back. So he gets his powers back, saves Zod, but he goes back with Lois at the end of it, and they're leaving, and he turns around and he heat beams the Fortress of Solitude, and it blows up and sinks back into the ocean. Okay, then he has this whole conversation with Lois about how much they love each other and how great it's going to be that they're together, and then he goes up into the air, flies around the world backwards, turns back time to before Zod and them even showed up. So why the fuck did he stop and destroy the fortress? Because he's just backing everything up. Since none of it ever happened, the fortress should still be there, fine and operational.
Yeah. I just thought of something.
Comics.
Yes. What if it never stops? Remember that movie Triangle where it just kept going over and over and over again? What if it just kept stopping there with him spinning around and resetting everything and not remembering by the time he got to Earth, and then just kept going and going? Or maybe he did remember but didn't want to tell anyone because he was kind of embarrassed that he can't think of another way to fix it.
It was like, we can't just have Metropolis half in ruins, Times Square Metropolis can't be mostly destroyed so that we have to actually fix it. We got to have Superman go back around in circles so all the stuff can be just put back up magically.
Oh, by the way,
spoilers?
That's exactly what I was going to say, yeah. Spoilers.
In case you haven't seen the Superman movie ever.
In case you haven't seen the Superman movies and you don't know what we're talking about, I advise that you get up off your seat right now, spin the world backwards, maybe like about 15 minutes or so, and then turn the video off.
20 minutes, give or take.
Well, first we're talking about pussy.
Well, yeah, don't want to forget the pussy parts. Wait till after we're done talking about pussy, then...
Yeah, then start spinning.
Yeah.
And just don't mind the gravity.
That's right. Make sure that we're on pussy before you start spinning.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah. So anyway, Man of Steel didn't have a lot of the problems, logistically that the other movies had. Superman Returns. The reason why that movie sucked so bad, why everybody says that's like the worst Superman movie ever, is it tried to follow the original movies. Well, it tried to follow after, part 2? Or...
Yeah. It tried to follow after 2 the way 3 should have, but didn't. And then just ignore 3 and 4 because most of us did anyway.
Yeah, but the second problem there is if you watch part 1, part 2, and then part 3, or Superman Returns instead of part 3, you'd have some questions, like, how did everybody, upgrade in, 5 years to...
Because in Superman 2, they're still using typewriters. I mean, they're literally typing the news out on typewriters. Lois is asking Jimmy how to spell shit. Instead of just being like, spell check.
Unless the typewriters were cleverly disguised computers.
But even then, spell check.
I can use spell check with a type.
It's a it's a fucking computer anyway, so why would you not be able to spell check? Because it's a fucking computer.
They even had word processors back when that movie actually came out.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's just one of those things where they try to pick up from there.
But they try to modernize it.
One of the things that I noticed also about Superman as a character was that, okay, he's a teenager back in, the late 50s. And he's saying swell and golly gosh gee willikers and listening to the Big Bopper and shit like that. Okay, then he gets out of high school and he's like, I got this green crystal, I have to go north because something in my head's telling me to go north. And his mom's like, whatever. So he goes off and throws the green crystal into the snow. Boom, fortress. Okay. Superman, he was raised in the late 50s. He goes off, presumably spends quite a lot of time walking from the farmlands of America to North Somewheresville, far in Canada. That's going to take him a while. Okay, then he throws the crystal into the snow. It turns into a fortress. He goes in there, starts talking to Floaty Jor-El-Head. Floaty Jor-El-Head says, okay, so we've been gone a while. It's been 12 years since we started this. Apparently he's just been standing there in the fortress for 12 years. Or he's been floating around astrally, depending on how you want to look at it. But either way, what you wind up with is this guy from the late 50s who's suddenly in the 70s.
Yeah.
So he shows up saying things like swell and, being all polite and courteous and nice to everybody because that's how his mom raised him in the 50s. And everyone in the cynical 70s is like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Which it gets worse as the centuries go on. So.
A little bit, because, that's the other problem with Superman Returns. They're trying to continue from there, but the whole world of Superman was based in the 70s and, early 80s.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, now we're in 2000, and the Superman story just kind of picked up 5 years later. No, that doesn't work.
Yeah, it's like all the technology is upgraded, yet the characters haven't. Their outfits, the way that Clark Kent acts.
I mean, that's why I liked things like Lois and Clark, because it was Superman, but it was based in a time that I could relate to, and it went with the time. And if we had a Superman series now like Man of You start there, and then you make a sequel that follows up on it, as long as you're not, 30 years in the future. Then you can just keep making sequels that follow the times, and everything seems like it should.
Yeah, which we'll get around to Batman and Superman at some point.
Yeah, one of these days we'll talk about Batman v Superman, the clusterfuck of justice.
Yeah.
Stupid shit.
Yeah. Anything else to add about the Superman of the 70s?
Well, if he could do the whole spinning backwards thing, why would he stop there?
Yeah.
I mean, really, anytime a problem comes up, spin the world backwards. Start time over, no big deal.
Yeah, it's like, and just do a do-over every single time something bad happens anywhere.
It's like Superman 2, Lois jumps out of a window. How do we know that didn't happen like 10 times and he didn't just reverse time every single time something went wrong?
Yeah, they only show it once, but just think about it.
Superman in Groundhog's Day.
Wonder, or what if the reason why you never saw any supervillains really besides General Zod and that was it in that like entire series was because after a superhero or supervillain was created, he just spun backwards in time and just straight out killed them.
Or stopped them from being created. You know, it's like, oh, wait a minute, I'm about to climb over this vat of poisonous gas. It's going to turn me into a... Oh, hey, Superman, thanks for helping me out. I almost fell in there. I would have turned into some kind of horrible chemical monster. Probably rampaged on the city for a while. Yeah. But you stopped that. Thank you.
Or some sort of, old abandoned spaceship with some sort of, alien parasite things heading towards Earth. It crashes and kills a bunch of people. Superman has a fuck of a time defeating it. Goes up, spins it around.
Or Superman has a fuck of a time even fighting it, okay? Gets about 2 days into the fight and he's like, what the fuck am I doing? Spin, 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 spin. Catch it in orbit, spin it off towards the sun. There you go. Touchdown pass.
I think Superman kills people.
Superman is a big fucking cheater.
Yeah. The thing about the 70s and 80s, too, as far as superheroes go, is killing villains was kind of more questionable. If you think about it, that whole General Zod thing, everybody was dumped, down into, Superman's
basement, which...
I would love to have seen down there and just see, a bunch of bodies, like the pit from Mortal Kombat.
Or, after credits, we cut down to the sub-basement of the Fortress of Solitude. Zod's laying there, both of his legs broken, arm twisted behind his head, Jor-El, I'll have my revenge. And he just dies.
Or Superman goes up and is like...
Or, at the end of Superman Returns, which is supposed to follow after 2, you see Ursa climbing out of the fortress and Superman comes back up with a boot and just kicks her back down. Stay in there.
Or he has to go down there for some reason in Superman Returns and you just see, a bunch of bones all over wearing, these black jumper suits.
Forgot those were down here.
But you see, 20 of them.
Killing supervillains, man. I mean, I will agree that it doesn't exactly lead to a long-running movie franchise, Batman. But, it is practical. I was like, okay, fine. Maybe Batman wanted to kill the Joker at the end of that Batman movie. Maybe not. Maybe he was just hoping that old statue would hold up. Could be. Maybe not. He's trying to stop him from getting away. And he pees himself. But, that's the way it goes. Yeah. I'm just surprised Lex Luthor made it through so many Superman movies. I mean, he never got killed.
It's because it's Gene Hackman.
Yeah, it's true. You can't really put Gene Hackman down like that.
I'm going to do, a Richard Donner, mega mix that mixes the Superman movies with Willy Wonka.
Johnny Depp is Lex Luthor. Yeah, I think that would cover.
It's definitely be better than using the kid who played the Worrywart in that one zombie movie, Zombieland.
Mm-hmm. But we'll get back to the clusterfuck of justice later because there's just too much that needs to be said about that dumb shit. I mean, overcomplication. That's what DC is all about.
Yep.
It's like, unless it's Batman, they can't make a franchise out of it. It's like, for some reason, they find it too hard to manage their own characters.
Yeah.
Not like
Or
Marvel. Marvel's got their shit together. I mean, if they hadn't dropped the ball with X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man in the beginning, you know, we'd have a fucking Secret Wars movie right now.
Yeah. You know, it's all about the pre-planning. That's what Marvel did that's different than DC. DC, as proved with... We just have to go back to this new one, just real quick, just to prove the point. To go back to this new one, it was originally going to be, okay, so we're going to have these 5 or 6 movies leading up to the Justice League movie. Now it's like, we're going to introduce 6 characters in the Batman versus Superman movie, and then have a Justice League movie.
And then introduce the characters in their own movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are we still talking about this? We're supposed to talk about this later.
Yeah.
But no, Marvel got their shit together. I mean, you know, they've got the rights to Blade and Ghost Rider back. They got Doctor Strange. You know what I'd love to see? The Night Stalkers, the Midnight Suns, all of Marvel's spookier characters. You know, make a Werewolf by Night movie.
Yeah.
You know, that's a badass idea. The werewolf, the vampire, the spirit of vengeance, and the mystical, you know, sage. Just like, well, the Avengers are busy. We have to stop the zombies while they're fighting the aliens.
You know, they can do a new Howling Commandos movie, too. Because, you know, they have the Howling Commandos, the new guys, which are made up of the monsters that Marvel has.
That's actually not a new idea.
Well,
it's been a while. But still, it's a good idea. You know, the Monster Commandos.
well, it's a new
idea.
idea.
It's a little far-fetched, but...
I don't know. They got all the characters.
I'm just saying, it's...
Giant-sized man thing.
I've got a giant-sized man thing.
Drink your pussy, man.
Well, I already finished this pussy. I'm about to crush it. That's right. Crush that pussy. That's how I do. Call me up, ladies.
And with that, I think we should probably end this for now.
Yeah, I think that's a good... I mean, this is working out better than our other episodes anyway.
Alright, well, until next time. Thanks for watching us talk about...
Stuff. Yeah, talking about pussy and Superman. We'll probably have more topics later. I got this whole thing about religion that'll be kind of cool, because I've been watching a lot of Black Jesus. And you know, that show is actually good spiritual nourishment. It's not even like... Because, you know, I'm not even going to talk about it right now. I'll talk about it later in the Black Jesus episode. All right.
Later.
See ya.